Some people make more money and still feel broke. Not because they are lazy, not because they are stupid, and not always because they are reckless. Sometimes the problem is worse. Their income went up, but their financial structure stayed weak. That is why a person making $40,000 can feel broke, and a person making $200,000 can feel broke too. Different numbers, same pressure. The personal saving rate is only 2.6%. Inflation is still running at 3.8% year over year. Housing, insurance, food, services, and debt payments are still squeezing households. So the uncomfortable truth is this: high income does not automatically create wealth. It only creates more financial power. And if that power is aimed at the wrong system, it can disappear fast. This is educational content. It is not financial, legal, tax, or investment advice. The first trap is confusing income with margin. Income is what comes in. Margin is what survives, and those are not the same thing. A high earner can have a big paycheck and almost no margin if the fixed costs are too heavy. The mortgage is bigger, the car payment is bigger, the insurance is bigger, the subscriptions are premium, the vacations are expected, the restaurants become normal, the school, the childcare, the house maintenance, the professional wardrobe, the convenience apps, the upgrades. Everything expands. And then the raise disappears before it ever becomes freedom. That is the real problem. Most people do not go broke from one dramatic decision. They get squeezed by 100 normal decisions that became permanent. Lifestyle creep is not just spending more. It is turning temporary income growth into permanent obligations. A nicer apartment is not just a nicer apartment. It is a higher monthly floor. A luxury car is not just a car. It is a payment, insurance, maintenance, registration, fuel, and the identity that comes with it. A bigger house is not just a bigger house. It is taxes, repairs, furniture, utilities, landscaping, and pressure. The dangerous part is that lifestyle creep often feels reasonable. You worked hard. You earned it. You want your life to improve. That is human. But if every raise becomes a new bill, the raise did not make you freer. It made the machine bigger. And bigger machines need more fuel. The second trap is borrowing against future income. High earners often qualify for more debt. That sounds like power, but it can become a trap. A lender may approve the payment. That does not mean the payment protects your life. A credit card company may increase the limit. That does not mean the balance is harmless. A car dealership may stretch the loan. That does not mean the car is affordable. Approval is not wisdom. Approval is a business model. And when income is high, the system may invite you to build a more expensive life than your actual margin can support. That is how a high earner becomes fragile. Not broke on paper, but fragile in real life. Here are the 6 pressure points to check. Number 1, housing load. If housing eats too much of take-home pay, everything else gets harder. Number 2, transportation load. A big car payment can quietly steal the money that should have gone to wealth. Number 3, convenience inflation. Delivery, rideshare, subscriptions, premium services, and outsourced errands can become a second rent. Number 4, debt drag. High income can hide bad debt for a long time, but it cannot make interest disappear. Number 5, tax and benefit friction. Gross income is not spendable income. Taxes, benefits, retirement contributions, health costs, and payroll deductions all matter. Number 6, no automatic margin. If saving and investing happen only after spending, the money often never arrives. That is why a high earner can feel broke even while making more than most people. The problem is not always income. The problem is that the money has no protected lane. Here's the move for this week. Do a high earner pressure audit. Start with take-home pay, not gross salary. Then subtract the big fixed costs. Housing, transportation, insurance, minimum debt payments, childcare or family support, subscriptions and recurring services. Then look at what is left. That number is your real flexibility, not your salary, not your title, not what the bank says you can borrow. Your real flexibility. Now set a raise rule. Before the next raise, bonus, or income jump arrives, decide where it goes. Maybe 50% goes to investing. Maybe 30% goes to debt payoff. Maybe 20% goes to lifestyle. The exact split depends on your situation, but the rule matters. Because money without a rule usually follows pressure, and pressure usually chooses spending. So why do high earners still feel broke? Because income is not the same as margin. Because lifestyle creep turns raises into bills. Because debt approval is not financial safety. Because gross income is not spendable income. And because money needs a protected lane before life gets a chance to absorb it. The goal is not to feel guilty for earning more. The goal is to make earning more actually change your life. Build margin. Protect the raise. Keep fixed costs under control. Automate wealth before lifestyle expands. That is how high income becomes freedom instead of pressure. Subscribe for more practical money strategy, financial literacy, and real-world wealth building breakdowns, and I will see you in the next one.